So, und damit sage ich mal an dieser Stelle willkommen, Kapitel 2.
The only way to open it safely is exposing it to the iMag.
Are you sure?
This deadbolt is a piece made by Phobos priests. Their devices were famous for being impenetrable, forged with the remainders of a meteorite. If anyone messes with it, it will launch a discharge of an energy that will cause a deep, infinite terror to whoever receives it.
An energy that causes terror? That's preposterous.
Maybe for you, but for the Atlanteans, the power of Phobos was real enough. Do you think that fear, destructive imagination, and hopelessness don't exist?
Not presented in the shape of fireworks and sparks.
If you don't believe me, feel free to break the chest with a crowbar.
How can the iMag open it?
The iMag feeds itself with Mr. Verne's imagination and uses it to creatively change our reality. Therefore, it's a positive force, directly opposed to the kind of energy that the deadbolt uses. I'm reasonably convinced that the energy of the iMag will nullify the one in the lock.
You mean like sand and rust?
Could be. The deadbolt is a rusty key, and the iMag, the sand that wipes away when scrubbed.
Do it, Verne.
What the?
What now?
The iMag. It doesn't work. It looks like it ran out of energy. That explosion must have dried it up.
You must make it work. We must release the compass of destiny from this chest.
Shouting at me won't help.
Adriel, go and look for Petrov. May he bring the torch and...
Captain, I must advise against force opening the chest, unless you want to lose your mind. What is imperative now is to find an answer to why the iMag is dead.
If you have any theory, spit it out now.
It's possible that, given that the iMag gets its energy from the imagination of its host, the problem is inside your mind, Verne.
In my mind?
Yes, that's true. You talked about hallucinations.
Yes. For an instant, I traveled back to a bridge in Paris. I had a similar vision at the island.
Do you remember seeing something like this in your vision?
It certainly has a likeness with the shadow I saw at the bridge, but are you telling me that I saw Phobos, the Atlantean god of fear?
Fear is a narrow description of what Phobos really meant to the Atlantean people. For them, he was the destructive imagination, the one born out from despair and angst. You could also say that his sister Placea, however, represented fantasy. But the truth was that she was perceived as the source of the creative imagination, the one that thrives from hope. I think that Atlanteans believed that the balance between the two brothers dictated one's own sanity. If Phobos has broken that balance in your mind, that would explain the iMag's silence.
Mythology? You're talking about mythology? I don't believe in Phobos, hence it's impossible that it's harming me.
The thing here is, you are afraid. Too much fear inside you. Until you don't master it, I'm afraid that the iMag will never work again.
I refuse to believe in hocus pocus.
And how can you explain the iMag blast? It saved your life.
I don't question that the Atlantean technology doesn't work. What I mean is that...
Enough with the debate! We are losing precious time. What matters is that the iMag only works with you. It's obvious that your hallucinations are a symptom of some kind of disorder. Visit Dr. Cedric and get yourself a neurological check. That's an order.
All right.
You, Adriel, check the reparations. We must keep afloat for 2 days until we get to the base. We must assume that Commander Hetzel is not far from us.
Yes, Captain.
Why are you still here?
Aren't you bothered by the way we were attacked? They fell upon us too easily. It's more than probable that there was a traitor on board.
A traitor? In the Nautilus? Never. I have personally chosen each member of this crew. There is no question that the nation has found a way to decode our communications.
I envy your confidence, Captain, but you should be aware that during the attack, I found that someone shot Shun's body after his death. I believe that the murderer was trying to hide the fact that he was killed before the boarding.
God damn it. Let's keep our eyes opened. If there is a traitor in such a small space, he or she will be exposed sooner or later. God damn it!
So, dann wie gesagt jetzt im Kapitel 2. Wir sollen uns untersuchen lassen. Wir gehen erstmal gucken hier, ob wir hier irgendwas finden. Nö. Das ist jetzt die Truhe, die wir aufmachen sollen. Gehen wir erstmal los.
I may have my issues, but Atlantean magic. Come on. Let's go to Deck 3 to see Doc.
Genau, zum Doktor. Nachspiel Teil 1. Neue Story-Mission. Suche den Doktor. Machen wir das doch mal. Map, Lab. Library Bridge, Captain's Lab. Cabin's Lab.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Das ist schlecht. Dann gehen wir hier mal durch. Ah, guck mal, Captain Nemos Orgel.
Nemo's organ has always fascinated me. And also gives me chills. Just like the captain.
Cool. Cool, dass man das auch machen kann. Also es ist wirklich viel Liebe in dieses Game geflossen, das muss man ja mal sagen. Also die Leute von der Sample Entertainment, ne, die haben ja eine gewisse Mission, sag ich mal. Und ja, ne, man merkt halt, dass sie richtig viel Liebe in die Games stecken, ne, also die passenden Leute dafür auswählen und so weiter und so fort. Schon, ja, schon cool. Ich sag nur Endzone, ein tolles Game. Unter anderem. Oder dieses, wie hieß denn das? Dieses 360-Grad-Spiel, wo du ballerst, ey, das ist auch echt cool gewesen. Okay, Zugang, Sicherheitsroute. Armory, Nukleardock. Oh.
It doesn't work. I can't reach the sickbay. I'll go to the bridge and see if Nadine can help me.
Ja, hatte ich ja vor. Sprich mit Nadine. Auf der Brücke. Okay, dann gehen wir mal hoch. Sprechen wir aber erstmal mit der hier.
Mr. Verne, don't come any closer. These carbo exhausts are quite damaged, and you could breathe polluted air.
I will, but what about you, Suni?
Don't worry, I'm used to it, and it takes a big deal of carbon dioxide to knock me down.
Will they hold until we reach the base?
I'm working on it. Oh, they must hold. Without them, we couldn't breathe.
I'll stop bothering you. Good luck with that.
Thanks. I will need it.
Mhm. Ich frag mich, wer der Verräter ist. Hier ist kaputt noch. Dann gehen wir mal eine Etage höher. Okay, hier ist der Kartenraum. Oh. Okay. Land of Sorrow, Dominions of the Nation, Colonies of the Empire of the Britannic States, Golden Empire. Interessant. Sehr interessant. So, auf zur Brücke.
Nadine is always reading these penny dreadfuls. Awfully boring literature, so to speak.
Die Walküre. Jetzt habe ich es weggeklickt, ne? Naja, wie gesagt, ne? Ihr könnt das selber erforschen.
Jules, good to see you.
Nadine, I'm glad you're alive.
I have a big headache thanks to a rifle butt, but I'm in one piece, not like this melting piece of junk.
It is still a striking piece of junk.
That's because I'm the one who steers it, babe.
Okay, sollen wir was auswählen?
Don't you find it weird how the servo radars stopped working? They always have spotted any enemy approach from miles away.
Maybe they have discovered a way of avoiding them. All technology improves, even the bad guys.
It looks like too much improvement for such a short time. Don't you think it's possible that someone of the crew has...
Verne, take my advice. Don't go insinuating the idea of a treason. Morale is low enough to allow paranoia gets installed in the ship.
I guess you're right.
Okay.
Do you think they will find us again?
No doubt about it. We have decoded a radio message from the nation. The Raven is still alive and it's behind us at full throttle. Your hocus pocus stuff only sent him 200 miles away from us. Sooner or later he will fall upon us, and that's for sure.
If we keep ourselves underwater, he won't find us.
We have been 2 days without recycling air, and the oxy-recyclers are quite damaged. If we don't emerge soon, you will discover what's like to want to puke with every breath.
Wonderful. The attack has been more of an ambush, don't you agree? They were waiting for us. Did any radio message come out the days before? You must have seen it.
Negative. 10 days ago, the captain imposed silence at the Nautilus. Nothing comes in, neither out.
Is there any radio channel that avoids the primary systems?
Nemo's personal telecommunicator. He's the only one that holds the codes. He uses it for his business with the resistance cells.
You were a part of one of these cells, isn't that so?
You can bet your ass. I never had eaten more mud in my fucking life. We traveled fast through Emira, no more than 3 days in the same spot. We stole from the nation everything that wasn't hammered to the ground. The good thing about that is that I barely knew the warfront.
And then, the Nautilus.
Think about it. A toddler like me, recruited by the Nautilus. I would have done anything Nemo asked me.
Not anymore.
Well, I've been locked here for a while, fighting, and I feel that there's a lot of things outside that I'm missing out.
Fighting tyranny is a horrible job, but someone has to do it.
Yes, I know.
Die ist ein bisschen verdächtig.
You know, I need to see the doctor, and the elevators are disabled. Can you open the safety hatches?
I hope it's nothing serious, but I will give you a few seconds of energy.
Ah, much better. Thanks.
Make the most of it. We have so little energy that even seals overtake us. Gosh, I wish I was shopping in New York.
Okay, benutze den Fahrstuhl, um zum Doktor zu gelangen. Okay, dann machen wir das mal. Aber ich will vorher noch mit der da reden.
Hello, Assistant Sarah. Are the navigation systems holding up?
Barely. I am patching up all I can to allow Nadine to pilot. I'm sorry, Monsieur Verne. I cannot help you now. These systems require my full attention.
Okay. Mach mal auf, wenn es geht. Geht nicht. Okay, wir gehen eine Etage wieder höher. So, Fahrstuhl. So, Dr. Kern, auf geht's. Da ist er.
Verne, you are here. The Nemiogram isn't prepared yet. Come on in. Make yourself comfortable. How are you?
I felt better before my conversation with Nemo. He's getting more nervous each day.
That happens to all of us.
Na dann, rein da.
What's this device? Nemiogram? A memory writer?
That's it. I designed it months ago, but I hadn't the chance to test it. It induces a deep hypnosis trance to a patient, and it's ideal to explore the blocked corners inside his or her mind, theoretically.
Theoretically?
Yes. Your checkup from after the boarding shows no brain damage, nor blood clots that explain your hallucinations. So I decided to try an alternative approach.
Hypnosis? Why?
The IMAG and you are linked by imagination.
Doctor, that sounds terribly unscientific.
Call it in brainwaves or whatever you like. The undeniable matter here is that the IMAG only works with your brain. The Raven attack provoked a trauma, and because of that, the IMAG doesn't work anymore.
And how is this machine supposed to cure me?
It will not cure you. My intention with the Nemiogram is to discover what happened to you at that island. You have told me many times that although you don't hold any memory of that episode, you believe that there is where you found the iMag and suffered your first bridge hallucination. Maybe the memory of the events you experienced at the island holds the answer, or at least a clue that will help us to cure your malady and the captain's concerns.
A very interesting hypothesis, but frankly, Doc, are you sure that you aren't going to fry my brains?
Of course not. Theoretically. I guess we'll be able to find out about it. Relax while I finish the adjustments.
I don't even know what that is anymore.
Okay,
So, how's the vaccine?
Intact, at least. Luckily, the nation minions didn't make it to here. On the other hand, my research is absolutely at a standstill. Cholera is an extremely resistant bacteria. Each day more and more people die from it. For what I've been informed, the horror I lived in India is nothing compared to what is going on right now among the workers of the nation's factories.
You know you have me here for whatever you need. In the event I survive this machine, of course. Someone around here has told me a story about you facing the Bloody Raven years ago.
I don't know who has told you such a stretch of the truth. I just have seen him once, from away, and he still froze the blood in my veins. It was a long time ago, in India, in a village in the middle of the jungle. We the Brits were holding our position in front of the nation's advances until the Raven and his Echo guards arrived.
How do you think they have found us? We didn't emerge for 3 days.
I've been at war too many years to still believe in coincidence.
okay.
Did you analyze Shun's body? I believe I saw something.
Something that didn't match the scene, right? He didn't die from bullet wounds. Lethal head injury. My suspicion, somebody attacked him from behind before the nation's boarding, and then shot the body to blend the murder with the other deaths.
That night, he was on bridge duty, and mysteriously, servo radar stopped working. Someone in the crew is...
You should discuss these matters with the captain. I am just a doctor. My patients are my mission. And right now, you're one of them.
When do we start?
It's ready. Let's begin. Focus. Tell me about the bridge.
It's a bridge. In Paris, I believe. Mist surrounds me. I have a strange feeling, because there is someone else here with me. I have felt that very same presence before, at the island, before the Nautilus.
Focus on it. Let yourself go.
I'll try. It's difficult to focus. Everything began 6 months ago, the day of the wreck of the AES Annabelle Lee.
So, Nachspiel Teil 1 abgeschlossen. Nice.
Cedric's strange machine unleashed my memories, lightening the dark void of my stay at the island. The Annabelle Lee was my first assignment as a scientific officer at the American Empire Navy. In addition to the war's own menace, there was a rumor that a huge sea monster was around, sinking ships. Despite my skepticism, 3 weeks after our departure, in the dead of night, that rumor became a reality by pouncing on our ship and in a matter of minutes wrecking us. By some miracle, I survived. Luckily, the currents brought me to the island. Later, I understood that my extraordinary journey started right there.
So. Kapitel 3, eine außergewöhnliche Reise. Ja, aber meine Freunde, wenn ihr das mehr sehen wollt, Zuflucht. Wenn ihr mehr davon sehen wollt, lasst es mich in den Kommentaren wissen. Ansonsten spielt die Demo und wenn euch die Demo gefällt, kauft das Ganze natürlich und unterstützt die Leute von der Sample Entertainment. Die machen einen wirklich tollen Job. Die sind ganz tolle Menschen. Und ja, wie gesagt, wer auf diese Art von Games steht, greift zu, Leute. Und ich sage erstmal danke fürs Zusehen, hinterlasst ein Däumchen und besucht auch meine Website www.EDGamingTV.de und ja, bis zum nächsten Mal. Macht's gut, ciao, ciao, euer Ed.